Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel, I hope you are all doing well. Guys, it's the middle of the night, so let's do a late night live Juventus talk, because we will talk about Juventus, what happened today. We already did the press conference, so we will not repeat too much about it, but we have two possibilities of lineups. We have some news that came from Giovanni Albanese, fresh news, about a possible new way of playing, 3-4-3, attenzione, 3-4-3, that indicates a lot of things, because 3-4-3 is confirming the three-man defense, but it's also putting a lot of doubts on Leonardo Bonucci. So we have to speak about that, really curious. And then, what else can we speak about? But if you want a bit of questions about Freiburg, I can repeat what I said this morning. Otherwise, we can go with 3 questions, whatever. So, that's it. As easy. Short live, recapping the day. If you have questions about the minus 15, if you have questions about the lineups, what are the latest updates, and then free talk, whatever you want. Let me say hello to the people while you are thinking about your first question. What do we start with? I believe you want to know a bit more about Freiburg, and I think you want to know especially who will play from Juventus from the start, so I believe we can start with that. So if you have questions about that, go for it. In the meanwhile, I'm saying hello to all the people that joined, like Jesus Macias, it was the first one, but also Stavros. I really like these late night streams. I will not do 1 hour 32 hours today, because we already did the press conference today. It was quite long live, but super interesting one. Mamma mia, I forgot. I need to speak first. No, Zlatko, I'm sorry. I need to speak first about Milan, Tottenham, and Paris Saint-Germain, Bayern. For the people that are just joining or watching in replay, of course, mini debrief of the games in Champions League that I watched. Important, because we have some things to say, especially Antonio Conte, and then Paris Saint-Germain with the president there that is fuming. Anyway, Ciao RB comes. He's saying that the late night sessions are hitting different. Ciao Autalettuels before going to bed. This is the time where we start, in the late night. It's called late night for a reason. Ciao Anthony Trimboli, ciao Marian, Thomas, Anthony Trimboli again. He's saying love finishing, working, seeing a live. Grande. Ciao Steve Cano. Ciao to all the Juventini. Is it too late for me? I say hey, putting a like and seeing the video in the morning on the train to work. Look at that. That's the best way to do it. I had a good laugh with that horrible Yildiz rumor in Telegram. You want to speak about that? Of course you can. Of course we can. Look, as easy as that. What is happening with Kenan Yildiz? I believe I saved it somewhere. So what's happening is that Gazzetta dello Sport is launching a news about Yildiz. Let's try to find it immediately. We'll try to find it. Because there are a lot of translation accounts, but I don't like. Here we go. No, not him, not El Khelaifi. So here, what are they saying? Attenzione Juve, occhio Juve. What does that mean, occhio? Eye, pay attention. The little star Kenan Yildiz is sad, he's disappointed, and he's thinking about leaving already in the summer. Okay? Gazzetta dello Sport, what I love to do, I'm paying membership for Gazzetta dello Sport, Tutto Sport, so I'm paying every month. What I love to do is reading the articles, because, with the titles, you don't know. So I read the article. I also always pay attention who is writing the articles. I saw it was Marco Guidi. Marco Guidi is not really the reference of Juventus in Gazzetta dello Sport. If you're speaking about Gazzetta dello Sport, Juventus, Fabiana Della Valle is writing. Of course, she has a line that she has to follow, but by Fabiana Della Valle, and you have Giovanni Albanese, especially for the online part. Marco Guidi is, from time to time he writes an article, not a lot of time. He is correct with what he's reporting. I don't know, maybe they had a gap to fill. They had maybe the quota of clicks that were not reached. And he wrote that because he was thinking, or someone promised to Kenan Yildiz, that he would be promoted after the World Cup to the next gen, because it was not the promise was not kept. He's a bit disappointed. He wants to leave. Marco Guidi, Gazzetta dello Sport, and then I start to think. I said, bah, strange news. Of course, I have a good memory. Luckily, I have a good memory. I remember then, if I go to my bookmarks, I remember that 4 days ago on Tutto Juve, the entourage of Kenan Yildiz, they were reassuring the fans, saying, attenzione, as long as there is a project, his choice will be to play for Juve for many years. He just arrived in the summer. Guys, what does it all look for me? Quite easy. It looks like we need a bit of clicks. We know that Kenan Yildiz is a player that is on the market, that is hot, because a lot of people are speaking about him. He is hot, potentially because Moiskin is suspended in Serie A. He could potentially be for the very first time on the bench with Massimiliano Allegri. He trained with the first team. Kenan Yildiz is one that will bring us a lot of clicks. Then, if I go back in what I wanted to show you, because I told you about the name, I always like to go and check. If you go back in Zio Pasquale Gobbo, that is a fan, that is under the article, he wrote, will we bet some money on it that he will stay? Marco Guidi, he said, so Marco Guidi is the author of the article. He said, put money on what? That he will stay. I believe he will stay. I don't understand. So the guy that wrote the article, out of nowhere, without double checking that 4 days ago the entourage said he's happy. If we continue the project, he will stay for many years. He's happy. I spoke with him. The people there, Zio Pasquale, that I know personally, he writes to the author, do you bet some money that he will stay? And the guy said, what about he stay? Oh yeah, I believe he will stay. What is he speaking about? Guys, that's why I tell you, pay attention. Always pay attention before writing, before doing, before believing, before going super excited about the news. Being excited, but also being sad or angry or whatever. Double check your sources. A lot of people, they love to translate, They translate this morning again. I saw some translation. Mamma mia, what a disaster! It's not what is said in the paper. Then I don't know if it's because they don't master the language. I don't know. I just don't know. I see translation for translating, but it's really strange for me. Boo. So for me, then attenzione, in July maybe Kenan Yildiz says I leave. Because it's true that there is a lot of interest on the player. Of course, he's a phenomenon. Can leave. Does that mean that that article is right or not? No, it's not the right article. If even the author is not believing what he's writing, it makes totally no sense. Anyway, no, I'm but there is one emoticon, the one with the loop, Sir Raz. You can check it. What a team, Bayern. Okay, now we can go. Finally, because I said I will not do a long live. Ciao to Softic. I can go with a small recap, really small recap, without even going through the games. I watched 2 boring games today of Champions League. We are used to it. Juventus is not much entertaining than what we saw. So I'm not saying the others are bad and Juventus is great. I'm saying also other one can play boring games. 2 boring games with the Paris Saint-Germain that I don't know if they understood that they needed to win today, or at least to score 1 goal to go to the extra time. I don't know if they understood that concept, Paris Saint-Germain. But Mbappé, you see that he's world class, but today, unfortunately, he entered in the home game and he showed how strong he was, and Bayern Munich, they blocked him. They put him, like in a invisible jail. He was blocked. Messi, invisible. But all Paris Saint-Germain was really, really, really bad. It's strange to see a team like that invested so many money. When I tell you that a strong management is at the fundamentals of everything, look at Paris Saint-Germain. This is the fact that if you don't have a clear, solid management, you can do whatever you want. You can buy whoever you want. It's not working. Galtier is a really fantastic coach normally. He arrived at Paris Saint-Germain. In the summer, everyone was speaking fantastically well about him. He received also a bit of freedom. I remember him screaming and yelling at Messi to run back, to take that ball, to put some pressing in a friendly. I remember these moments. From the moment that the management went over him and told him to stay a bit quiet, they disappeared. They totally disappeared. There is no harmony. There is nothing in Paris Saint-Germain. It's really, really, really a strange team. With, again, Neymar injured. How long, we don't know. Again, his sister is celebrating the birthday in 2 or 3 days on the 11th of March. He's still not there. What will happen with him? I don't know. He's a player they didn't want at the beginning of the season. He trained hard. He worked hard. He played really well in the beginning of the season. World Cup. And then Messi, the first year, was there in, like Club Med. And this season, he showed what Messi was in the beginning of the season, preparing for the World Cup. Since then, few games with Mbappe where they are doing fantastically well, and the rest is strange. So Paris Saint-Germain, mamma mia. Bayern, look, guys, they are strong. They are solid. They are strong. At a certain moment, you see who's coming off from the bench. Mamma mia. Mamma mia. They have everything. It is a solid team with a fantastic management. They have a vision. They have structure. They have also the advantage, of course, to play in Bundesliga. Not that Bundesliga is easy, that's not what I'm saying. But Bundesliga is more kind with Bayern Munich. For example, you need a player, goalkeeper, because yours is injured. Who is the best goalkeeper after Neuer in Bundesliga? Oh, it's summer, we have difficulties to score. Let's ask for Sommer. And they go. And today he's doing a fantastic save at the end of the game. So you see, and that has always been like that for Bayern. There is a respect towards Bayern that is actually the pride of Germany for German football on an international stage, that they don't put them in difficulty. It's not like in Italy, where I don't ask any help from the other Italian teams, but if you go for a player that nobody ever heard about, they ask you 50 million euro because you are Juventus. If it's Bologna, they ask you 15 for the same player. You see, they have that advantage, but anyway, whatever and however they do, they are doing it fantastically well. Because the results are there, they are solid, they are playing well. Matthijs de Ligt, can we speak about the light? The light, like Marian is saying in the chat, and Anthony, he had some difficulties in the beginning of the season. We all know it. Guys, he worked, because I will never... It's not because one left or that starts speaking bad that my feelings toward the player when he was at Juve changed. I always said he was my boy. Immense belief that the player is a phenomenon. Then you can lie, you can appreciate the man, you can less appreciate, you can be hurt. These kind of things can happen after he leaves. But the qualities of the player, he has been great with Juve. Of course, he did some mistakes. He learned from it. He will continue to do some. But he's still young. A young player that is a phenomenon. Today, he's saving a ball on the line. Not that the ball was perfect, but he read the game in anticipation and he went to take it. Now, De Ligt did at a certain moment one-on-one on Messi, on Mbappe. He's strong. So deserved win for Bayern Munich. Also, the justice system of Germany doesn't hunt down Bayern like Italy does with Juve. Correct. If you're speaking about Milan-Tottenham, I didn't see all the game. I saw the last 10 minutes of the first half and then the last 15 of the second half. But I was also listening to the sporting commentators, and in Belgium they are quite honest with what they are saying. At least, I mean, not that they are always correct, but they say what they think. They were saying that it was a disaster game, a super boring game. I was shocked in a way. No, I was not shocked. But I saw Antonio Conte on the sideline without soul. Guys, it looks like someone sucked out his soul from his body. He was an empty body there watching nothing while we are not speaking about the 7-0 that Manchester United conceded versus Liverpool, where, it's over, it is over. No, if you score one goal, you go to the extra time. You lose. I saw nothing from Antonio Conte. I saw nothing. And what does that mean? He gave up. He doesn't want to be there. He doesn't care. He just wants to leave. He wants to go to Italy again. He has no passion anymore. He's not believing in the project. I said I would not be surprised if he leaves at the end of the evening. Then maybe he will play one game, the next one, and then he leaves or whatever. I don't know if he will finish the season anyway. What is really strange to me is when I was explaining you what Antonio Conte was and who Antonio Conte was, I received a lot of criticism, but a lot of criticism. Beppe, why don't you say Allegri out? I said, if you're asking me what about the coaches, they're great things and they're bad things. Well, Antonio Conte, he has great things. It's a coach that when he arrives somewhere in a difficult situation, he's able with 1, 2, 3 to readdress it. It's a faculty that is incredible. Readdressing a situation, able to take the motivation that is super low in you. For example, a Rugani, a De Sciglio, these players that you don't always see, this Grinta player with a lot of motivation, but also Bentancur, for example. He's able to turn them, finding the right words. If not, well, he put them out of the team immediately after one day. But that's Antonio Conte, and a lot of time when he's managing one game a week, he's a fantastic coach because he trains his mind, he focuses on that single game so much that you are sure that your team will go like 11, 16 lions on the field and they will destroy everyone. They know perfectly what Antonio Conte wants and they will do it like an orchestra. You do this, you do this, you do this. And it's working perfectly. The problem with Antonio Conte, when he was at Juve, when he was at Chelsea, when he was at Inter, and also now that he is at Tottenham, is when he has to train 2 times a week. 2 times a week is a difficulty for a lot of coaches. Coaches like Italiano. I'm curious to see, because I see the name there of my friend Softage, but also of a lot of people on social media every time. De Zerbi. I have no idea. De Zerbi, for me, I said it and I repeat it, and I don't want to speak too much about him, is a coach that needs time to implement his ideas during the week. And you see it in the irregularity of his results. Time, right on his top. No time, collapse, and you lose. Good coach, of course, fantastic coach. You remember, and don't lie, when I said, and I repeated so many times last year, I told you, attenzione, because Italiano, that is the best coach of the world last year it was the best coach of the world, according to everyone. I said, I'm curious to see him playing twice a week. Look now, total disaster. Nobody's speaking about him anymore. Give time. Well, Conte, the problem is, the only time he did well in Europe was with Inter, when? In the year of COVID. Why? Because he was able to finish, after the COVID session, he was able to finish his year in Serie A, and then focusing only on Europa League, where he lost the final at the end. And this is Conte, guys. So, anyway, Milan, and now you will see a lot of Pioli's on fire. 2 weeks ago, they wanted the head of Pioli, detached on a pole. And football is strange. Football is really strange. But it is what it is. Guys, enough speaking about the other teams, except if you have some questions. Conte took down Kulusevski to replace him with defender. 10 minutes to go. Why? Well, I have no idea. I didn't watch the entire game, so I can't even tell you. They received a red card and he changed it, but Kulusevski was not doing well, according to what I heard. Was not playing a fantasy game, but nobody from Tottenham was playing well. Nobody. I believe personally there was a penalty. I believe there was a penalty for Tottenham. I saw it. I saw the replay. I saw it in live and I said penalty. I saw the replay and I said, for me, it's a penalty. Anyway, Spalletti, same this year. Top coach, where was he before? Well, the stars aligned around Spalletti this year. And Spalletti is a good coach, because we have track records of Spalletti doing really well. But we know what are the problems of Spalletti. The problems of Spalletti are you start with a team, and at a certain moment of the season, you are sure that you collapse. And he's not able to readdress that situation. It's stronger than him. You have that negativity, that toxic environment that is entering. He's giving up, as first giving up, looking at the ground, and it's over for his teams. Then they have a small peak again, but it's too late. They gave up too much, which didn't happen this year, and we already said why. Anyway, I didn't want to make it all about coaches. Paul, what I appreciate about Conte is how his teams are fast and efficient in counterattacks. Juve, unfortunately, is slow. We make wrong choices and then pass backwards on counterattack. I would love to see... No. I was about to say I would love to see Juve with one game a week, an entire season, to tell you if we can do it or not, if we can be faster or not. But I hope that will never happen, because that means that we are out of all competition. So I don't want to know. I don't want to know. The teams of Conte today, they were not fast. They were absolutely not fast. No, the teams of Conte, they are boosted. It's easy, guys. If you're looking honestly at Conte's team, they are boosted in adrenaline, motivation, and they perfectly know what to do. If they don't listen, they know that they lose their job immediately. But they require time to understand this mechanism, and they train that all week long. If not, the teams of Conte, they fail. And it's not a mystery. If you're looking at the first Juve of Conte, it was one of the most beautiful Juve I saw ever, especially with not big names. It was one of the most beautiful one. Even if a lot of time we forget that there were a lot of draws in that season. Buonasera RB comes, buonanotte. But that's Antonio Conte. Then from the second season it starts, and then in the media, I didn't even speak about his behavior, accusing and blaming everyone except of him. But that's another story. So what about tomorrow? Look, the good news is that Di Maria, we know he plays. The other good news is that we don't have new injuries. De Sciglio is out. Milik is out. Caio Giorgi, it makes no sense that I'm repeating his name every single day, because we know it. When he will be back, we will speak about Caio Giorgi. At the moment, he's not there. We just have to wait for Paul Pogba. Yes or no, will he be called up? I went with a kind of 3-5-2 in my initial formation. I was even thinking that Moiskin could be starting instead of Dusan Vlahovic. But apparently this evening, just a few before I started the live, this lineup came out. It's a lineup with Szczesny into the goal. With Szczesny into the goal. Danilo on the left. Bremer, initial spot. Rugani instead of Gatti, because a bit earlier some people were saying that Gatti would start. Because they saw that on Sky Sport. I believe it was also reported in our Telegram group. And then Gazzetta dello Sport, if there is one thing that they are good at, is predicting the lineup the day before. And I really want to say congratulations to Giovanni Albanese, because I saw a lot this year of lineups by Giovanni Albanese that are correct. That are really correct. The most precise ones are from them. And it's hard for me to say that it's coming from Gazzetta dello Sport. So I saw that last year a lot of people were mocking Giovanni Albanese, that I personally know, and I know how invested he is in his job. That doesn't mean that you are invested, that you are good. But I thought that he received a lot of hate, unnecessary, like, when you see a news before reading it, Giovanni Albanese, no, I don't believe. No, it's bad, it's crap. I was a bit hurt. And this year, if you're looking at all the lineup that he put, he was a lot of time right. Attenzione. Attenzione, because the lineups are saying Szczesny into the goal, Danilo on the left, Bremer in the middle, Rugani here, Kostic, Rabiot, Locatelli, Quadrado. Up front, trident made of Chiesa, Di Maria, and Dusan Vlahovic. What can we already learn from here? And I'm reading your comments, guys. Radovan is saying, Beppe, do we know what is with Alexandro? So Alexandro had a small injury. It's not something muscular. It was just a small stop. Tomorrow, he will 99.9% he will be called up. Not sure if he will start. If he is able to start, which it's a doubt, but if he's able to start, he's going here, Danilo goes here, and Rugani is on the bench, okay? If not, and I think with all the games we have, it would be even good to let him rest, you have a potential Rugani that goes over Gatti. What if it's Rugani, according to the last updates, if it's Rugani, guys, what does that mean? That, one, Max Allegri is not fully trusting Bonucci anymore. And I already told you that last year. That the trust in Bonucci, in terms of being really the man, it's over. Also from Allegri to Bonucci. Because physically, he could potentially start the game. Needed to be swapped or changed in the second time, maybe, but he can, in a difficult situation like that, could potentially start the game. If he's not playing tomorrow, it shows that Maxi understood that Bonucci is difficult. 1. 2, that Bremer is really in difficulty in playing with Bonucci. Because it's not only Bonucci, guys. It's Bonucci. If he plays, Bonucci wants to play in the middle of the defense. Where is the middle of the defense? It's here. Okay? It's here. That means that you have to shift Bremer or on the left or on the right. On the left, he is a total disaster. On the right, it's not his position. And you're limiting a player like Bremer that is the one that you invested on. So, if tomorrow Bonucci doesn't start, it looks really like if we really need you, like we needed you last time, then you start, then you play, otherwise no. But also, if Rugani starts over Gatti, that we will probably see versus Sampdoria, Gatti, but it's another way of saying Gatti is not the one that we were believing in, or at the moment didn't convince. Because in that position, look, let's say we play with 3 men. Okay? Who are the starters? It's Alexandro on the left, Danilo on the right, Bremer here, okay? That should be, actually, the start. Who are the ones that are on the bench? It's Bonucci instead of Bremer. Let's put it like that. Bonucci here. And then you have even Rugani. Rugani is here, actually, to really be sincere. Look, I will take away Szczesny a second. Look, this is how it looks like. With Gatti, replacement of Danilo. If Sandro is not there, you take him away and you put Danilo. Danilo double role. He's the replacement of Sandro and he's the starter here because Danilo plays every time. So if tomorrow Alexandro is not there, you switch Danilo, but Gatti is not coming up, and you put Rugani, guys, then it really means like Gatti is not ready. And if you are looking at the games that he played this season, Gatti, you will see that except of some exceptions, he played really versus smaller teams. I know, and that some people are still there with the love story of Gatti, Italian, young. He's 24. At the moment, he didn't deliver. Let me check what you're writing. Intellectuals. Bonucci has great through balls and some headers here and there, but its simple passes always feels a bit shaky with him. Look, I said it for the people that follow. I said my problem with Bonucci is in difficulty playing with 4-man defense. In a 3-man defense, he still has something to say. But the problem with Bonucci is that when he's playing together with Locatelli, wait, I have to change this. Yeah, they are creating disaster. In a 3-5-2, let's say, let's put Fagioli. Okay, Locatelli. You put Bonucci. Where is Bonucci? Here. Okay, let's do like this. Okay? You create really a lot of problems. Whoever is playing Vlahovic, or we don't care about here, but you create a real problem here because you have a double regista. Because Bonucci is a regista. And with Locatelli, they tend to have difficulties. Is it because Locatelli, he has too much respect to Bonucci? That Bonucci is screaming too much on him to say, and they won the Euro together, and Bonucci was fantastic. So there is some respect from Locatelli to Bonucci. That Bonucci says, I do, and that Locatelli is a bit lost. Can be, but when they are playing like this, it's never working. It is not working. It's never working at all. So there is that problem, and on top of that it's not working, you are actually taking your best central defender and you are putting him in a position that is not his. So, and Bonucci starts really to be also physically and so on, becomes really old. I trust Ugani more than Gatti in Europe. Schifano, we have nobody to replace correctly left back, right back at this moment. Sandro and De Chilio out. Well, that's another big problem that we have. But Sandro, I believe he will be there for second half. De Chilio will not be there. We knew it in the beginning of the season. If you don't invest in fullbacks and your starting lineup is a 4-man defense, you start already with problems. If you say that your fullbacks are Danilo and Cuadrado on the right side, knowing that Max never really believed in Cuadrado as a right back. Never in the history of Max and Cuadrado. Cuadrado is the last year of contract. Then you have on the other side, you have Alexandro and De Chilio, because these were the roles as fullback in a 4-man defense. You have a problem because De Chilio, you know that physically, you know. Alexandro was also in his last year of contract. Then now he's reaching the minimum appearances. And look, because there was nobody else, I have to say that I respect a lot what Alexandro did. Because in the beginning of the season, the few beginning of the games, I was not really convinced about him. And then he started to grow, to becoming better. Even I still believe that it's a pain in the ass. I would have loved to have the end of contract of Cuadrado and Alexandro. Let's see what will happen. But yeah, you have a problem. You have absolutely a problem. Radovan is saying Bonucci was great when Giorgio was managing him. I think it's exaggerated to say he was only good because of Chiellini and Barzagli, because I think that's an exaggeration. That's something not correct, not fair, because I saw him playing, and I'm older, I saw him playing at Barry. It was absolutely not bad. Has always been a good, promising player, even in the youth academy of Inter. He played at Barry. Then at the end, we took him at Juve. It's true that the first year it was difficult, but for all team, And then he started to show with these guys, but the qualities were there. They were really complete. They were fantastic. You had a grinta man. You had a grinta man like Giorgio Chiellini, a real leader in that defense, the vocal guy. You had Barzagli that was fantastic in terms of anticipation and intelligence of the field. And then you had a Bonucci that was playing with them, but also the one that without any problem was receiving the ball from Barzagli and Chiellini, because they knew he's fantastic with on the ball. Also in defending and so on, he's really great. So it was a perfect trio. It was a perfect trio there. The trident, but then in the defense with the BBC. If you are shit, guys, let's speak honestly. If you are bad, you are bad. Yeah, if you put me, Pepe, between Barzagli and Chiellini, I will be bad. I will be bad, guys. I will maybe play a bit better than if you put me with Radovan and Aldo or Alexander. I will probably be a bit better with Bonucci and with Barzagli and Chiellini, but I will not be good. I will not be good. That Conte is training me, or Allegri, or Pep Guardiola, I will not become good. It is what it is. You have it or you don't have it. And that's what I believe about Bonucci. Then, of course, without them, with the difficulty to play in a four-man defense, with the fact that you have now Locatelli and they are always stepping on their feet, with the fact that he lost a bit of leadership on top of that. He's not always agreeing with Allegri, because Bonucci is not the best friend of Max Allegri. We all remember Porto and so on and so on. The age, the start of injuries, what he never had in the past, then we can say that it's really the end of Bonucci. Nero Ghost, 10 months with us. Hello, my friend. No work tomorrow morning. Yeah, tomorrow is a big day for me as well. Then I have to prepare also the game. Juve Freiburg, because I will be live on Twitch. Juventus, for the people, I don't know, sometimes people that are inventing stories in their mind, like, hey, we were thinking you were dismissed, or, that you don't work for Juve anymore. I don't know, the imagination of people. But yeah, tomorrow I'm the Twitch. I'm on the Juventus Twitch for European competition. Thank you, Nero. 10 months. Wow, fantastic. Really, really appreciate it. Now that we spoke about Bonucci, what else can we say? Well, Pogba, but we know it. You remember when we spoke about Pogba? No, when people were speaking about Pogba, ready to start 50 minutes, 60 minutes already in his leg. I didn't want to put it in front pages, and you know how much I love Pogba, but no, because it's not a lie that he had 50 or 60 minutes. I believe it's true. What I'm hesitant about is you don't know with Pogba at the moment. In a month, maybe we can have a bit more an idea. Today it's hard. Because he's doing well. Then the day after, who saw the Back on Track of Chiesa? Who saw the Amazon Prime episode of Chiesa? Just to see if I can speak a bit about it, or absolutely not, because if nobody saw it, then it makes no sense. You see Alessio, grande Alessio. No. Yeah, but Gazzetta, they can do that. Radovan saw it. Michael Raso saw it 3 times. Sir, he said, not yet. I wait for my girlfriend this weekend. We are Chiesa fans. I watch it immediately. Chiesa, my favorite. Arif, 15 points back. I will come on that. I watched it too for Marian. Okay, so I can just not without... Guys, there is no spoiler. In Federico Chiesa, Back on Track, there is no spoiler, because you all know he was injured versus Roma. That's where it starts, and it ends where he's coming back on the field. Okay? So I can't spoil too much neither. But just to tell you one thing, that when I was watching it before release the first time, I have to say, guys, that I watched it like this. I don't know if you can relate in what I'm saying. I was really watching like this. Because it hurts. It hurts, and you clearly see the hard work there is for a player to be back from these big injuries. That's why, when I see the hate on a Paul Pogba, for example, I can understand that Paul Pogba is responsible because he didn't want to get a surgery, and he made a wrong choice, even if all Juventus staff told him to make another choice. And you can blame Pogba on doing a mistake, but who never took a wrong decision in his life? We can be pissed off, of course, because it's a player that we wanted, that we invested in, not with our money, because it's easy to speak. But of course, I can understand frustration, not being happy. But hating, saying that he doesn't want to play football, that he doesn't care, and so on, I think it's really harsh. Not only on Pogba, but I believe it's pushing an agenda if you like or you don't like a player. Because for Federico Chiesa, I didn't see any, hey, he doesn't want to play, he doesn't like it, he's pushing it. He was in holiday in Forte dei Marmi, he is in the sea, he is jumping. Why is he jumping? Why is he not training? You see the differences. We love Chiesa. Nobody is speaking about the fact that he's at Forte dei Marmi with a girlfriend. She posted pictures. It was easy to see that they were on holiday. But nobody was criticizing Chiesa. Why? We love Chiesa. We love Chiesa. Some people are angry about Pogba because when he left, when he was young, he said, Juventus was like a holiday and Manchester United is my home. For me, guys, goes in, goes out. Of course, not nice to hear. But what does that even mean? I understand. You are a young kid from an academy at Manchester. Your dream has to be to play there. And you have the opportunity to come back as a king. And you want also to show to your supporters you are here to do well. Then it finished bad. We know it. But I can't even understand. It's not even a big dilemma. Anyway, I can understand the sensibility of some people. But then, since then, they don't like him, so everything he's doing, he's going in. I saw him skiing. Where? Show me one picture where Pogba was skiing, and I will say I'm sorry. Never. But what I was telling about the back on track is, you see how hard it is mentally staying far away. At a certain moment, you hear Federico Chiesa saying, "We arrive at the point where I'm really begging. Please let me play. Please let me play." But it's true, huh? Arif, the only disappointing thing is I thought he would be tougher mentally, but he really had a hard time. Also, he will be destroyed mentally if that girl breaks up with him. Who? Arif? Pogba or Chiesa? Pogba or Chiesa? That's important. I need to understand before starting to answer a question that I'm totally aside. Ciao, Joey. Joey, they think it's really tough when injured, not only physically but also mentally. Chiesa. I don't know about the girlfriend because he was with another one, and when it was over, and it was one nice one as well, and so on. When it was over, I didn't see any drop in his performances. So here they showed a really beautiful message. Probably he's even more in love, whatever. Yeah, she's really beautiful. I said to my wife, it's not my type of girl, so that I could watch a bit more concentrated. Because if I was a bit watching too concentrated, she would said like, you're not watching the documentary anymore. So I said, no, I don't like her. Of course, I'm with my wife since 15 years. She knows my types of of girls. She's a really beautiful person. It's really beautiful. Beautiful. No, Alexandra, unfortunately, it works the first years. Then she knows me well, and she knows me really well. But no, not really beautiful. I don't know. It can be. But yeah. You see, it's emotional. It's an emotional one. An emotional documentary. Then some people they react great, some people not. Then the same person can react in two different ways. We don't know. No, I didn't even thought about it. I know that Dybala is a player that when it's over with a girlfriend, he's going with deep depression. Dybala is a softie. On that one, Dybala is really weak. Chiesa, the first time it was over, I didn't see anything. Then, if it happened now, I don't know. But anyway, just to tell you how hard it is to come back from players, and they are professional. They are followed every single day with a psychologist, with a kinesiotherapist, even when they go on holiday after a few days of rest, because they have to enjoy their holiday. You have people that are moving also there to continue to train and to not stop their rehabilitation, the rehab, so re-education and so on. So, wait, Ahmed, it's matter of taste. Huh? I prefer the one of now, without knowing her. Tarak, even if we didn't sign a left foot center back, why wouldn't they rely on Huijsen? It's disgusting to watch, Alexandro. I don't know what to say about that Tarek. I'm not a big fan of Alexandro. You know it. Indefendable for long years. Today, if you are saying that in that Juventus, Alexandro, it's disgusting to watch. In the Juventus that we have at the moment, if you rate Alexandro disgusting to watch, I think we have other problems bigger than Alexandro this year. And I respect what he did this year in 80% of the games. Few mistakes, yes, but I am able, personally, I'm able to switch regardless of I like the player, I don't like the player, it's my favorite player, it's my most disgusted player, whatever. I try to be as neutral as possible when I'm judging. Moiskin is a player that I liked. Last year I was happy to see a kid back at home, and I said at the end of the season, for me it was the biggest flop. Liking, not liking. De Ligt, today I was neutral to say, even if I loved De Ligt too much, and then I was really disappointed by him leaving Juve. I was able to say that today he played a fantastic game and that he will be one of the best defenders in the world. Alexandro, I'm able to tell you today that this season, except of a few games, luckily that we have Alexandro. And it's a problem. It is a problem, guys, to say luckily we have Alexandro. Because if we are in a situation where we say luckily we have Alexandro, that means that we didn't do a really great job in replacing Alexandro. But that's what we have, and luckily we have the Alexandro this year, otherwise we will have a lot of problems. Speaking about Huijsen, that I know really well because I followed him really, really well, he will be a top phenomenon. But guys, what does that even mean? Play Huijsen. There is something that a lot of people, they, according to me, you totally push aside. You don't even think about. I'm talking you about how important the head is, how important the mental is, how important some players can crash. If I see, guys, how disgusting some people, not everyone, some people were with Miretti, and now we want to launch Huijsen and Kenan Yildiz. what we want on the team is Perin in the goal. I will tell you what we want. I know what we want. We want Perin in the goal, Bremer in the middle. We want on the left side Huijsen, on the right side some people Danilo in a three-man defense. Some people, they don't want Danilo, they prefer Alessandro Riccio from the next gen. Then we want not Miretti anymore because it's over. We want Gatti, sorry. Grande Marian, of course, Gatti. So, Perin, Huijsen, Bremer, Gatti. Up front, we want, depending how we play, of course, but if it's a 3-4-3, we want Kostic on the left. On the right, we want Barbieri. In the middle, we want Fagioli and not Miretti anymore. We want Barrenechea. Because Pogba is a finished player. Because Rabiot, he has problem with the mother. Because Miretti caused the penalty versus Benfica. Because McKennie will never come back. No, he was eating at McDonald's. Paredes, we have to send him back. So we want Barrenechea, Fagioli in the middle. On the left, Kostic, he can stay. Up front, we want Dusan Vlahovic, Chiesa, Di Maria. Vlahovic, not sure, because Vlahovic overrated. If we have another coach, if we have De Zerbi, then Vlahovic, yes. With Allegri, no. The coach, we don't want Allegri, we want Montero. Or Tudor. Or De Zerbi. Or Conte. Or Tuchel. Or Pochettino. Or Arif, of course. Then you have on the bench you have Yildiz. This is what people want. This is the lineup that people want. If you're looking at that lineup, except of the trio up front, that lineup, they are our next gen and they are 11th in third division. Our next gen are 11th in third division. No, it's not true. They are 10th. 10th or 9th. That's the reality. Our lineup that we want, they are 10th in third division of Serie A. Not even the third in Premier League. Yeah? That's what I tell you. What clip, Marian? It's a reality. I saw the under-19 play. We have talents. Wait when you will see Joseph Nongue. Wait when you will see Mbangula. You will go crazy. You will kill Allegri because he doesn't play them. Guys, there are some things in football, and I'm sure you know, it's the mental. In the documentary of Chiesa, speaking about his injury, they said recovering from an injury, 70% is here. 70% is here. Well, it's the same. The maturity of players. Look at Dusan Vlahovic. He had that growing pain. What is the problem today with Vlahovic? It's easy. It's not that he can score, he can't score. He can control, he cannot control. He can do. The problem of Vlahovic today is here and only here. Don't speak with me, it is because of Allegri, it's because of Vlahovic, it's because of this, it's because of Kostic, it's because of that. The problem of Dusan Vlahovic is one. He grew fantastically well in Serbia, He arrived in the youth academy of Fiorentina, where he was burning the steps. The best, the best, the best, the best, the best, the best, the best. Arriving at Fiorentina, the first 6 months, nobody knew him. Nobody was speaking about him. The last 6 months of his second year in first team, boom, boom, Vlahovic. Vlahovic. Without pressure, huh? Who cares if tomorrow Vlahovic is not scoring at Fiorentina? Some coaches of Fantacalcio are pissed off. The rest, they don't care. Without pressure, boom, boom, boom. Penalty, left foot, right foot, Italiano, champagne, 1 time a week, all week to recuperate, and then you go and you bang goals. Next season, a bit more high expectation about Dusan Vlahovic at Fiorentina. He's going. What is happening? Juventus is taking him in January. How long did we see Vlahovic really at top level of Fiorentina? 1 year. 6 months? 6 months. He arrives in a club like Juve. It's totally different. You can't compare that club of Mr. Commisso with Juventus. You arrive in the most difficult moment of Juventus injury, not only history, not only Juventus has a problem, but also you, because you start having growing pain. You have difficulties to move. You are not solving all the problems of Juve. You were welcomed as a king by the fans, and probably you're feeling that you were not able to give them back what you wanted. You were maybe thinking that you would bang, because you were at Juve, 2 goals a game. It's here. Injury. Bad World Cup. Guys, Milinkovic-Savic, 2018. That World Cup that he did was a disaster. His president, that is still the same, Lotito, was asking for 120 million, 140 million to Juventus back then. No, no. He did a flop. He needed nearly 1 year to recover from his flop World Cup. Vlahovic is the same. He wanted to shine at that World Cup. He doesn't arrive there as he wanted physically. It's not about wanting to leave or not leave, what I believe, what will happen or not. I never believed in the rumors of Vlahovic leaving in the winter, because I saw people reporting that. I said, no, it's impossible. Then in the summer, it's as always and as in everywhere. You sit together, you speak, what went well, what went wrong. Vlahovic, what I believe went wrong was that I was injured, but also because the team is not playing for me. Okay, I am Juventus. Okay, I can't help you, because we will have the same way of playing. We will have the same coach next year. So the way of playing will remain more or less the same, and hopefully with the full team without injuries. So with the Federico Chiesa, with the Pogba, with the new Mercato, this is what we offer you. What do we do? No, I want to leave. Okay, you want to leave? 120 million. Less than that, you don't leave. Or, look, Allegri stays. Okay, Vlahovic, probably I did also some mistakes. I had the World Cup. I was a bit depressed. I came back. Things were not working. I was nervous. I want to do a better year. Okay, let's go for 1 more year and we see. And everything is solved. Or maybe Juventus says, look, we understand. At the end of the season, we change coach and we are thinking about that way of coach. Okay, let's try. So there are multiple ways. Today we don't know if he will stay, he will not stay, he will stay, he will not stay. Of course, he's a big player like Ibrahimovic at the time. Well, Ibrahimovic was already a bit a level a bit more when in 2006. Ajax, Juve, 2 seasons, bah, poof. But Ibrahimovic came in a fantastic Juve, in a stratospheric Juve. Yeah, Ibrahimovic came, and then Juventus in Serie B, he leaves. And I understand Ibrahimovic. Honestly, I understand. Young player that is. So, at the end of the year, what is Juve doing? Champions League, Europa League, no cups, Serie A with so many minus points, Serie A with so many plus points. We don't know. So, at the moment, guys, what I wish is the same as Kostic. He said today in press conference, he said, I'm happy that I see Vlahovic still with a lot of hunger, and I hope that tomorrow he can score. I will not take it on me to start an anti-Vlahovic campaign because Vlahovic has a bit of problems. We already have enough problems, huh? If I start also with one of the best players, supposedly the best players of our team, to start an anti-Vlahovic campaign, Vlahovic stays or leave, Vlahovic in or out, who is at fault? Is it Allegri or is it Vlahovic? And every day, guys, I speak with players. I speak in front of cameras, sometimes I speak off camera, sometimes I do backgrounds. I will never reveal the secrets, of course, because that's part of confidentiality, but I can guarantee that players, they read social media. They perfectly know what they are saying about you. A lot of players, even they said, we are not looking a lot, but we know, of course we know. They have to be strong mentally, but I can reassure you that every day, and in an article here, and this there, and La Gazzetta said this, and the first page, and this. When you're 20, guys, it's hard, huh? When you're 40, it's hard. When you're 20, it's even harder. So I will not start an anti-Vlahovic campaign, but of course, if the performance is not good, I will say. If it's good, I will say. Last time, I think personally, and I will not change my opinion about that first half was good. After the game, I was influenced. I was thinking the game was good of Vlahovic, and it's not true. Watching the game again, tranquillo, you told me, I watched, I was really curious. First half was technically okay, not fantastic, okay from Vlahovic. Second half was a disaster. Okay, we say it, that single performance is not good. Let's try to do better. If I think, let's finish with that one. If I think the 15 points will be back, look, also on this, that's an important one. I have informed myself so much in so many languages with so many different people that I can tell you that logically the 15 points should be given back to Juventus around Easter, okay? So yes, I think the 15 points will be back, but, and that's a problem, the problem is that I also am old enough to understand that Italian justice, especially the sporting one, makes no sense. And they will work so hard to make sure that or they postpone it, or they will invent something else, or they will take it back, but they will have in the meanwhile found an agreement with the salary maneuver investigation, so that, okay, we give you back this, but we will kill you on the other one. Or with Seferin and UEFA, so that we are, okay, you finished second, but with Seferin we have the agreement, you will not go for the next 2 or 3 years in Europe. And that's why I'm not pronouncing me. If I was someone neutral today, without knowledge of the Italian sporting justice, without history, calciopoli, and so on, I will be honest today, telling you, look, I am informed enough with everything I read, but it's since the first day that I fought here on the channel telling you, no, it's not correct. Not because I'm a Juventino, but if you are digging a bit, if you are informing you a bit, more than just if you are really informing you, if you take the time, you saw that there was a problem. That was absolutely, I made a lot of videos about it to inform you. And that's why I'm scared. I always said it. I am scared that they will find a way to punish Juve in a way or another. For me, it's not the 15 back or not back. Because I can already imagine in April they give you the 15 back. Or, giving you the 15 back, where are you in ranking? Third. How many to be fifth? How many to be fifth? You miss 5 points. Okay. We give you the 15 back, salary maneuver. Boom. -6. And you're out of the Champions League. You see, I don't know. I don't know. Sir Raz, I remember that day I subbed that day because I felt punished and needed my Juventini. Thank you, sir. But black on white, yes. Black on white, Juventus should receive the 15 points back. And I'm saying you this since day one. Since day one. And now it starts to be visible to the other people. Federazione Italiana Gioco Calcio will not be present at the lawsuit. They will not. They will take themselves away. Why? To show that they are neutral in it. In the beginning, it was not like that. So also them, they are taking a step back. A lot of people are taking a step back. So they are really less vocal. But then you see some really strange things, guys. You see some really strange things. For example, I will show you what and why I am really angry. Look. What do you see here? Transfer News Live is saying, breaking. Juventus want to take advantage of a procedural fault on the part of the investigators to escape legal and sporting sanctions for accounting fraud. They could therefore regain the 15 points in Serie A. Source Gazzetta dello Sport, okay? Guys, I saw that earlier in the afternoon. When I read that, I am, because that's the mistake, a mistake that a lot of people are doing online is thinking that everyone is as informed as you. This is a big mistake. This is a big mistake. Thinking that everyone is aware or as implicated as you. And then say the people they can judge by themselves. Here is the information, judge by yourself, which is correct. People always need to judge by yourself. You know it on the channel, I always said that. Judge by yourself. But what I also say is go and dig. Don't stop at one source. Don't stop at one title. Don't stop at 280 characters that are a recap version of the reality. Don't stop at one paper. Tutto Sport is pro-Juve. Gazzetta dello Sport is anti-Juve. Corriere dello Sport is anti-Juve. Read, make an idea, speak, try, go to me, go to other channels to have different visions and make at the end your own opinion. Because if I am a neutral and if I write this from Gazzetta dello Sport with exact translation, Juventus want to take advantage of a procedural fault on the part of the investigators to escape legal and sporting sanctions for accounting fraud. What does that mean? That Juventus is guilty, but because of a procedural fault, Juventus could receive back their 15. In the eyes of everyone, except of Juventini that were taking the time to study, but some other Juventini, they don't even do it, so they believe we were lucky. Because we will receive back the 15 points because of a procedural fault, not because we are not guilty. You see? And this is what annoys me a lot, that now it's too late. We are guilty. That we will be acquitted or not, that we will be shown not guilty or not, people do not care. The 15 points that we will receive back are not, people do not care. If you receive them back, yes, but it's not because you did nothing wrong, it's because there was a procedural sanction fault. And that's why I say this trash info, and you know it, Gazzetta dello Sport is always reporting facts but manipulating them in a way so that your brain is thinking something else. No. Is it a fact? Yes, but Juventus is not guilty. For a lot of reasons, Juventus is not guilty. There is no rule on plusvalenza. You can't do a system of plusvalenza alone without having other clubs in that. There are so many things that we spoke so much on the channel now that makes me angry. Was Juventus holier than the Pope? No. Okay? I never said Juventus is holier than the Pope. No, it's not true. If you are feeding these stories, sharing them, hey guys, it's easy then to do make your own idea. No, fanculo, what own idea? No, it's not normal, guys. Juventini, be smart, read everything. Gazzetta, Corriere, La Repubblica, La Stampa. If you can't because you don't understand the language, learn the language. Guys, learn the language. I wrote an article for Marca in Spanish a few years ago. I didn't speak Spanish. I learned Spanish by speaking, by learning. I'm interested. I want to learn. Information is power. And now we are not speaking about football anymore. Information is power. We are in 2023. Let me go back in big screen. We are in 2023. We are in an era where there is an overload of information. Okay? There is an overload of information. Today we are more in the quantity than in the quality. Okay? This is what we have built. There is a world of information overload. And when I'm speaking about information, I'm speaking about everything. TikTok scrolling is information. You watch, you keep in mind. Sometimes you have TikToks with life hacks, jokes, football, whatever. It's information. Instagram, Twitter. You have Google, you have Wikipedia, you have Transfer Market, you have so many things that when I was young, when I was 15, when I was 18, I had no access to all that information. I was reading books to become better at my job. I wanted to learn something, I couldn't go and ask. Then luckily I was in that transitional phase. Then I started to have more power thanks to internet that was super slow by then, and then I started thanks to Google. Google became my best friend for really long. My best friend was Google. It's you guys that you have to decide. I have a lot of information. I don't want to stop to just titles or accepting the first thing I read. Inform. You want to know about Juve? Go. Read. Different sources. Inform. You don't speak the language? Learn a language. It's easy. Duolingo. You have this. You have that. You have the phone. You have FaceTime. It's all for free. WhatsApp Visio. You have whatever you want to. Speak with a Spanish person. Do whatever you want. If you don't speak, I don't know. If you don't understand mathematics, go. I had problems with time management when I was young manager. Okay, you go on Google, how can I solve my problem with time management? Boom, I go. I wanted to become not a sporting commentator, but when I commented some games, I wanted to become a bit better, okay? I asked if I could do some courses of sporting commentators. I checked who was the best available. It was luckily Enrico Zambruno. I did some courses. I received a diploma. I am not a sporting commentator. That was not my objective. But becoming better because I said, you can't just learn mathematics. Of course you can just learn mathematics. Of course you can. Of course you can just learn mathematics. Of course you can. Then you have some people who has the skills to become genius of mathematics. And then you have people that can become good at mathematics, but everyone can learn. Then there are some people that are unfortunately a bit more limited than other people. It's true. That's also something, it's like football. Some people are better than others. But you can train. But of course, then I never said, Aldo, you go on Google and you become a mathematician after 10 days. Huh? But you can learn. Of course you can. Everything. It's not only about learning. Eh? It's just about what annoys me is today we read and we think it's like that. Okay. You know how many people, Beppe, we received our 15 points back. No, not yet. It's not true. Beppe, 4 days ago, Beppe, Kenan Yildiz, first team, he will play versus... You know what people told me today? I made a lineup for a predicted lineup. My predicted, not Allegri, mine predicted lineup for tomorrow. People, they write me, but confident, huh? Moischini suspended. He can't play again Frankfurt. Okay. I saw some people with an important follow on some social media one day saying, why is Allegri never trusting young people? I give you an example. Why is Allegri not playing Marley Ake? Tomorrow, if he has the balls, Allegri should play Marley Ake. Then I wrote him, look, a lot of respect for you for what you're doing, but you're speaking about Juve every day since a few seasons now. Marley Ake is injured since this summer, since the 23rd of July. If you are hating Allegri, hate him in a correct way. Hate him with, I don't know, find something that is possible, not Marley. Then you're stupid. But the problem is, other people, they believe. It's true. It's true. Allegri is never trusting youth people. Anyway, this live makes totally no sense anymore. I said a short live, it's again 1 hour 20. No, I will stop because this live, guys, it went in management tips, but it's true. I see so many things, and I think if you are, one time a boss told me, Beppe, it was, I don't know, I don't remember who told me that, but they told me, look, whatever you do, it's not really important, but be the best at what you do. Giving you an example from a store. You can enter as an employee, part-time associate, you can be full-time associate, you can be supervisor, you can be third key, the one that is responsible for the keys of the store in case it's needed. You can be an assistant store manager, you can be a store manager, you can be a district manager, a regional one, you can be an area, you can be a country manager, you can be European manager. Not everyone can reach everything. Not everyone wants to reach everything. Because, not everyone wants the life of a European manager. Some people, they are happy with a part-time. And we have to respect also people that do not have the same ambition. But be the best at what you do. You want to remain part-time associate? Great. Be the best for yourself. Be the best. You want to grow up, you want to climb up, and you want to become a store manager? Okay. Before having the title, you have to be already the best manager, so that when they come to you, they will not tell you, Beppe, look, we have that opportunity, store manager role is a vacancy, do you want to become, but you have to show us, and then you're starting to stress. You should be able to say, I am already ready today. I was just waiting for it. And then when you're a manager, depending of your ambition, if you want to grow up, start already. Check with other stores, call them, how are they doing, how are they? When you're off, go check the stores, so that one day when the district will be free, when that role will be free, if you want to be that, you are ready. You are ready. But what does that mean? Investing time, efforts, learning already, anticipating, and not being paid for it, because that's important. When you are doing more than your job, most of the time you are not paid for it. It's your own investment, but be the best at what you do. Whatever your ambition, be the best at what you do. You want to speak about Juve? Great. You want to be a YouTuber, you want to be a TikToker, you want to be live streaming on Facebook, whatever. Great. But be aware that from the moment that you are speaking to people, you are responsible. If I'm here with a cigarette, guys, it's not a secret. Unfortunately, I have bad habits. I am smoking. How many times did you see me smoking on the channel? A cigarette? Never, because I'm not even smoking inside my home. I always go outside. Sometimes I did with an electric cigarette, like one, but I was always a bit shy, so I was a bit hiding, and I even stopped. But how many times did I drink on the channel? Like 3 times to celebrate something. Everyone can do whatever they want, of course, but what's the example that you give to people? If you want to you have to give an example. You have to pay attention. Anyway, I see that nobody cares in the chat, and you are correct. You see, the only question we have is Burg. Watch along for the game, Beppe. Yes, tomorrow watch along, but not here on the Twitch channel. So don't tell me, Beppe, why are you not anymore on Juve Twitch? Tomorrow I'm on Juve Twitch. I will not be here. Juventus Twitch. No, I like this live, because this late night where you speak about way of seeing things, and again, everyone is doing whatever they want. People, they do whatever I want. When you do, you have to pay attention. And why was I speaking about that? Because I see a paper of Gazzetta dello Sport that is putting dirt on Juventus' name And then you have Transfer News Live. Guys, can you imagine? Transfer News Live, guys, it's not a joke, huh? Transfer News Live has 1.6 million followers. That news has been seen by 315,000 people. That one, that has been translated by other people in just one part. But that news of Juventus being fraudulent, that's what people will remember. This is the only thing what people will remember. And that's why I am pissed off. If we receive our 15 points, yes, great. But the damages has been done. And as I said a bit earlier this morning in the video, the collateral damages, who is paying for them? Would we have lost the second game versus Monza? I don't know. Maybe yes, but I don't know. Would we have done 3-3 versus Atalanta? Maybe yes, maybe no, but I don't know. Roma, would we have lost? I don't know. Would Roma, would Napoli be so comfortable without anyone to chase them? Probably yes, but maybe no. We don't know, and we will never know because it's too late and the damage has been done. And apparently they will speak about it in April. So what can happen in the meanwhile? I have absolutely no idea. I agree with Aldo, the team is better than last year. But on the other hand, we made a lot of mistakes, but we don't know. And this is two things. We will never know what would have happened in a normal year with Max. Never. Maybe we would have done worse. Can be. Can be. Because maybe, I'm exaggerating now, but maybe that the minus 15, they gave us an excuse to be a bit more united and to start playing a bit better in terms of result. Maybe. Maybe it was the thing that gave us a bit more unity. Can be, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. We will never know. Noor, sorry, Beppe. I would like to share some time, but I'm driving home from work. But you are totally correct. Thank you, Noor. Jesus, I have a serious question for you, Beppe. Yeah, tell me, Jesus. And then I will stop. Live inspiration from Beppe. Are you nervous ahead of tomorrow or tranquil? I'm really relaxed. The day before games, I'm really relaxed. Yeah, we are playing every 3 days. Imagine if I'm anxious. That's already, that's 2 days a week before a game where I'm stressed the day himself, and probably I'm angry the day after. So I would not be able to live like that. No, the day before, I'm, of course, if you're playing a Champions League, the stress is different. But no, guy, I'm really on that one. I'm tranquilo. If we lose, we lose. That means that we were not. I'm angry. Yeah, the moment of the 90 minutes plus the moments after, the day after, I'm a bit. But then you have to pick up and you have to fight and you have to see the positives. You have to see the positives in everything. I'm still waiting for the Jesus, did you reveal that big step change you were talking in your life? No, not yet. Not yet, Jesus. I didn't. I didn't. Consciously. So maybe one day I will say. But consciously. A good question. Good that you remembered. Samir, I hope we come out of this storm and learn from this season forever. Well, in a way, Samir, you're correct. We have to stop speaking over the phone. you have to pay attention where you're doing what you're doing, because you know that they will always try. They did in 2006, they succeeded. Now they tried again in 2023. They will continue to always try to demolish Juventus. So you have to be smarter and pay attention. Then if you're speaking about other things, I don't know. But on that one, yeah, you have to be much more alert. Did this challenge change the way you react to the games? Yeah, in a way, yes, Arif. In a way, yes, because if I have always reacted full of passion, celebrating goals and being angry when we concede, this season, when we score, I celebrate out of anger. And I don't look at the Serie A games anymore. And I don't know who is... If you tell me who's sixth, I don't know. I don't watch Serie A games. Casually, if it's... if I go around the house and it's on, then I believe I watched one game of Serie A since then. It was a few days ago. But I don't even remember who. Napoli-Lazio, I think. I saw Napoli-Lazio, I believe. Yeah. But I don't know. But when I celebrate out of anger, because I'm really angry, because it's disgusting. Softic, only two things are sure for tomorrow. Allegri will scream calma and I will complain. Forza Juve and good night. Buonasera, buonanotte, Softic. Arif, did this channel change the way you react to the games? That's another good question. Yeah. A lot. A lot, because when you do the watch-alongs, and maybe people, they do not realize that, I'm speaking about myself, then other people, I don't know how they do, but I'm really invested in, especially when I'm doing it on the Juventus Twitch channel, because I really study the game before. What does that mean? Looking at the stats of the other teams, look at our own stats. I prepare everything. I'm alone, Nobody's helping me, guys. It's not because I work for Juve that I have someone in the backstage that is changing the screen. No, it's everything here. So it's true that when you're watching a game, you have to pay attention to a lot of things. To watch the game, comment the game, remember what you want to say, because you prepared the history, how many games we played versus them, what was that game that we scored that goal, and so on and so on. Then you have to pay attention to the chat, because the chat, you have to look. You have to have an eye on the chat. And now I see, for example, Musser is there. Okay, I see Mirza that is speaking about the minus 15 points, so I already spoke about that, so I will not interact immediately. But, I see them in the meanwhile. I don't read everything immediately, but you have to keep an eye. And in the meanwhile, there is a game. And that, it's difficult, It's difficult. Because if I won in preparing a game, in becoming tactically better, seeing things up front, understanding things, I'm helped with a lot of stats that I understand now, Opta stats that I have the site access and so on and so on. It gave me a lot more knowledge, a lot more thing, but sometimes I'm not able to enjoy the game as I was doing in the past. And one big thing that has changed for me is the fact that before starting the channel, I was always watching the games, but every single game that I was sick, winter with snow like that or no snow, I was always going to my parents' home. Always, every game. Parents' home. I was there with my two brothers, with my father, my uncle, and my cousin. We were with 6. Sometimes more people, but 6 was the base. And it's so that my father is one that screams, is speaking all game long. And I was silent and I was just watching the game. And of course, when we scored, then I have always been crazy. I jumped, I took always my shirt off, celebrating Spezia, Inter, or Real Madrid. It was always the same. But during the game, if there was no goal, I was not really speaking. Watching, really focused. So the channel changed a lot the way that I'm watching the game. Do you try to be more positive than you are really are just for it? No. I have always been really a positive person. Of course, I have my less good days. I have my problems because, guys, we all have our problems. But that have helped me personally a lot. I don't know if I still have that book, guys. Look. Give me a second. Wow. I don't find it immediately. Anyway, I don't find it immediately. Limo, 2005 months with us. Grande. Pumped up for a game tomorrow. Thank you for the subscription, Limo. No, I have always been a positive person. I have always looked at the positive side of things. That has always helped me to succeed in my career. Guys, I think I already said that. I come from a really modest family. My father has worked for 11 years at night, so I was not able to see him. I didn't see my father a lot when I was young because he was working during the night 6 days a week. We couldn't buy shirts of Juventus or going to the game or going on holiday was not really possible. So we come from a really not poor but modest family, and my father showed me an example of if you work hard in life, that's something that you decide how much you want to work. There will always be better people than you, always more talented, more skillful. You know, the naturals. Like, for example, Messi and Ronaldo, for example. The Messi is a talented, natural gifted. But nobody can stop you from working harder, better, to become better. Because that intensity that you put, the will that you put, that's yourself who is deciding that. So he learned me the values of working, the work ethic, a lot. But I have always been positive. Sometimes shit happens to me. I say, okay, it is what it is. Let's try to let's try to be positive, to see the positive things. And I believe that if you think positive, you attract the positives. If you think negative, guys, mamma mia. Of course, I have also my dark ideas, my fears. If you see everything negative, we are already in a world that is not easy. Eh? There is a war, there is a virus. Speaking about now, but there have been problems, and you're scared because in my time when we were young, then you had the kid. I was a bit older already, but in Belgium, kidnapping of kids in the beginning, and you're scared to go out, and then you have this. You have always had problems in the world. It's a world that you can see a lot of things really negative, and you don't receive your promotion that you wanted at work, and someone was hating on you, someone was jealous on you, someone that didn't deserve receive the promotion at work, or someone is paid more than you, but you are working harder. In love story, sometimes it's over with your boyfriend or girlfriend. There are so many difficulties in life. Life is not easy. Life is absolutely not easy. So if you can at least, what's my favorite quote that I created myself, I believe years ago. I have put that on my CV back then, and I have changed it. I have changed it with the years. So when I was young, on my CV it was written, begin the day with a big smile. Okay, it's not something I invented myself, but I wrote that on my CV because it was something I was really living towards. So begin the day with a big smile has always been on my CV. Through the years, I kept the same quote, but I have added something. So I added ... and try to keep it. Because that was an important part that I was missing. Because if, when I was young, begin the day with a big smile, of course, you start with a big smile, you go out, there is snow on the car, and the car is not starting anymore immediately because it's cold or whatever, you can lose your smile immediately. You can wake up and that smile can stay 5 minutes because you will always have something difficult in your day. On the other side, I wanted to add and try to keep it because that's the difficult part. If you can already start with a big smile, it's one thing. If you can work on keeping it, it helps a lot. That has been, if with my son, I am like that. My son loves me a lot in terms of positivity. My wife, she's really happy that I have that character of seeing the positive things in checking. Yeah, that's my character. Then, one person is not the other. Huh? I have people that I know really closely. They are really close to me. They are totally different. They see the things with another eye. They are more negative. C'est la vie. Cruz, Pepe, my girlfriend left me, and I'm really sad. It's hard, and has changed my life. But I'm trying to be positive and carry on with my life. Look, Cruz, I also lost. I broke up with girlfriends in the past and so on. It's hard, huh? It's not true that it's not hard. That people will tell you, it will be okay. It will be okay because it's not them. No, it's not okay. It hurts a lot. You have your habits. It's a person with who you share moments and so on and so on. It hurts. But you have to accept that it happens, and it means it was not the moment. It can be the good person, not the right moment. It can be the bad person, but it was the good moment. But the bad person can be someone that is there to learn you something about yourself, how you react, and will be good. So sometimes it be good, sometimes not be good, but you have to accept and see the positive. Super important. I believe. Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychologist. I studied psychology, by the way. Some psychology. I wanted to say something else, but I forgot. I forgot what I wanted to say about these kind of things. Do you think Juventus could go up for sale? No. Again, everything can happen. But I don't believe so. No. And I'm happy. Michelle, ciao Michelle. Michelle is writing small messages, small but a lot. Small but a lot. So I'm stopping because I want to do a small one for the people that are watching in replay. In that hour 45, probably we spoke like 45 minutes about football, and then we spoke about. Today was quantity. I don't know if it was really quality. It is what it is. We'll see each other tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow, morning video, always important. I will try to do the FIFA prediction and then the live. Juve need a big mercato in the summer. Let's see what will happen. Let's see what will happen. Buonasera Anthony Schifano, ciao Aldo, ciao Ahmad, ciao Don, ciao Alessio, ciao LJJ, Optin, Liam, Marian Menegazzo, Acid, Sir Raz, Michelle, Antonio Velianovski, Locatelli, grande Locatelli. 3-1 Juventus. 3-1 and I would love Locatelli to score. 3-1 and I would love Locatelli to score. That would be beautiful. A 3-1 Juventus. So that we show that we can also win even conceding a goal. That would be nice. A domani. Optin. But it's not difficult, no? Optin Hojabri, I believe. Or Hojabri. That's so bit difficult, the last name. But Optin is easy. Ciao Gianluca. Ciao temporary peace. Grande. Much love. Ciao Rocco Lavino. Ciao a tutti. Ciao.